man. You know, due to the rain. We was in Second Esdras, and that's if you were following from the first live. Second Esdras 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Now, we're coming into a time where the government is going to identify people that's into this truth movement, people that's into Yahweh Shai versus Jesus Christ. And we're going to be labeled. We're going to be marked. Okay? Persecuted and prosecuted. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. They're not going to be able to, they're not going to want to hear any of your excuses. And there shouldn't be no excuse from the men of the Lord. They're not going to care what your rank is, who you came in under, who you came in with. They're not going to care if you came in under a bug-out camp like IUIC or ISUPK, or if you came in the truth, like with Great Millstone, man. They're actually going to take it further than this truth. And they're going to make a generalization of so-called woke videos and alternative videos outside of mainstream media. Let's keep on reading, goddammit. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So all of your possessions are going to be stripped from you. Okay? Your credit cards, any titles that you hold, which goes into your automobiles, your houses, your 401ks, your investments, lottery winnings, savings, checking accounts, all that's going to be stripped away, because you're not going to be able to utilize your money unless you have the M to the O to the T to the B. And let's get to that. You're not going to be able to spend that money unless you get down with the system that utilizes that money and converts that money into a digital currency. And that digital currency is going to ultimately be the M to the O to the T to the B. Give me 1 second. Let's get it. This is Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image. So if you get down with this system, right? If you get down with the ways of the world, then you're not of Yahweh Shai. How did you get down with this system? You understand what this system corresponds of. You understand what this system is comprised of. All right? It goes back into the religions that you have to choose from is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, among with the other ones that follows basically under the same banner, but label themselves as being woke. All right? You have to go along with Jesus Christ being white. You have to go along with shaving off your beard and a whole bunch of other bullshit ass things that don't make sense if you have any kind of an independent thought. And the third, all right, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with the fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So if you get down with this beast system, if you don't agree, if you do agree with cutting off a man's beard, if you do agree with the biblical diet is done away with, if you do agree with everybody's the same, if you do agree with there's no difference between a white man and a black man, if you do agree with salvation is general, and all of these other general bullshit ass, unwoke ass things, if you agree with it, you're gonna die with it. And to pledge your allegiance with this death, you're going to have to do it physically. You're going to have to either get a mark in your right hand or in your forehead. Now, Elon Musk, more than likely, he's going to be the one that implements both of these things, right? But right now, he has something called Neuralink. And that's the one that goes inside of your mind. He's working on that. The one that goes inside of your hand, I'm pretty sure is going to be way a lot easier versus the one that goes inside of your mind. But he's in the driver's seat of the technology of Trump's administration. And we're going to go into that. We're definitely going to go into that. Okay? So you are going to be judged for the things that you do. You're going to be punished for the things that you believe in. The scriptures clearly tell you there's no such thing as free will. Right? Let's get that. Proverbs 21, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the highest of the highest, right? The heathens of the world, okay? The kings of the world, the rulers of the world, they are controlled by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So moving down that ladder, you have to understand everybody under them are controlled by Yahweh Shem Yahushua as well. Because the rulers are the proudest of the people. And they're still considered the people. They're the proudest of the people, but they're still controlled by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Salakia, man! Hey, bro, and that's another thing. That's why there's something as simple as having brothers with you. We're not supposed to teach with our heads closed, man. I did that inadvertently. It's raining and it's cold as hell, and I covered my head up. Salakia, forgive me, y'all, about Shem Yahushua, man. All right? So the scripture says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Senate, the Congress, the judges, the Supreme Court, the president and the vice president, they don't have independent thought. Yahweh Shem Yahushua makes the final decision of every decision that they make. Let's get another precept, man. Just to back up the past one. You know what? I'm going to just do this to make a quick point. This just go to show you that prior to the so-called white man coming into power, reincarnation was common knowledge. And for somebody to erase common knowledge lets you know that they are in control of history. And history does mean his story. This is Matthew, the first chapter. This is the first book and the first verse of the first chapter of the New Testament. The book of the generation of Jesus Christ, which is one generation. Yahweh Shai is a generation within himself. It's a time period within himself, right? Now watch this, comma, the son of David, which is Solomon. That's another time period, and that's another embodiment of who you call the Son of God. Solomon was Yahweh Shai, who the word here really calls Jesus Christ. And let's keep reading. The son of Abraham. He was also Isaac. So you have to understand that reincarnation was a commonly accepted belief. And it was regular to believe that because it's the truth back in the days. And something happened, and this we know when it happened, around the Reconquista, all right? Or what you would call the, what they call this shit? Boy, I hate when I have these little thoughts, and that's why a body is so necessary. But the, when the white man came back into power, man. Fuck all that. I don't remember the fucking term. All right, and the Reconquista goes back into when they reconquered over there in Europe. All right, but the Renaissance period, and you'd be like, how the fuck can you remember the Reconquista, but you don't remember the Renaissance? Because I'm educated properly. All right, so basically, Matthew, the first chapter teaches you that reincarnation is real, and reincarnation was once looked at as a common thing, which lets you know that it has to be brought back to the past and brought back to our remembrance so that it can be looked at as what it once was looked at so that we can move forward and know how to move forward. Because we're here all about salvation, all right? And again, this is my last salvation. This is my last reincarnation scripture. And again, scriptures about out to back one another up. I'm gonna leave off Job the 19th chapter as my last reincarnation backup chapter. Job 19 and 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And the latter day means the last times. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God. So Job is telling you, in this incarnation as Job, who you're reading about, I am going to physically die. And my body is going to decompose. And maggots will get a hold of me in the ground, and I will return to the soil. Okay? He's telling you that. Whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. Okay? So he's telling you, even though I'm going to die, I'm clearly going to be born again, physically. And I'm going to witness the return of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in my flesh. Okay? Not in this flesh, but in my flesh. This flesh would have been him a few thousand years ago as Job. Okay? His flesh at that time. This flesh will represent whoever he is today and now. And he doesn't know who he is. For good reasons. Okay? But whoever he is, more than likely, 8 times out of 10, he's one of the great millstone camps. Whoever he is going to go, he is going to live past, but he's going to live past any kind of bullshit that comes through, any bullshit and drama that comes through his camp, he's going to make it through that. Any kind of bullshit that comes through his city and calamities that come through his city, he's going to survive that. Any kind of bullshit and calamities that happen nationally, he's going to survive it. Any kind of diseases or, let me just say diseases. Any kind of diseases or attacks, or even when the government comes and get us, he's going to survive that. And he's ultimately going to witness the return of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in the flesh. And he's going to be one of those guys that get beamed up ultimately, man. And it's beautiful, man. And for me to bring him up in the light that I'm bringing him up it's a high calling. But you got so many more brothers that's going to have a higher calling than him. Whoever Job was then, we know that he's here now. And we also know that he's not going to be a victim of martyrdom. But that also tells you, as high as we look at Job, and as high as we regard him, he's going to have guys right on the side of us that's going to become martyrs. And in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they're going to be held in a higher esteem than Job. It could be you. It could be me. It's a high calling. And just to make it out of Esau's society before it collapses is a high calling. You got more bug outs and fallouts than you got elect men, bro. 1444. I love it. I'm going to go back to 2nd Ezra. For they shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. I went over this scripture, I want to say when I was over there by the state capitol, before I came down here, you know, under the comfort of this canopy, all right? Then, see, I didn't read this part over there. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So we're going to go through some things, man. I brought this out part of that number. I hope I'm part of that number. That's the only reason I'm out here, man. I don't get no checks. I don't get no tithes and offerings for the things that we do, man. None of us do. It's a lot of you. Some of us do, but some of us don't. But regardless, we're on the same page. We're not out here for material things. We're not out here for immediate rewards. We're not out here for immediate gratification. Okay? The immediate gratification that you get from doing these things is when you unite with your brethren in the flesh and do the things that you see us doing out here right now. That's the immediate gratification that you get. But our rewards are tomorrow. It ain't today. Our rewards really start to manifest when JT manifests, because when Esau was down, we up, and vice versa. Just get that. James 4:9. Be afflicted and mourn and weep, because Esau is still in power. Because our people are still blinded. Because our people are still living in gross darkness, and the whole world is in gross darkness. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, because Jacob's trouble is upon the way. Because Esau is losing his grip upon his power structure. Because his lies do not have the venom and do not have the bite that they used to have. His entertainment doesn't have the pump that it used to have. His lies don't have the subtleness that it used to have, man. Okay? And ultimately, you can see Yahweh Shah pulling up and showing up. Going back to 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Take all of these things into consideration before you start laughing, man. And your joy to heaviness. Because once you understand the time period that you're living in, you understand prophecy. And once you understand prophecy, you basically have a time machine that goes forward. You don't need it to go backwards, because you have the prophets and history to tell you about what happened then. You know what's happening going forward. Now you just got to take the ride. Now you just got to go through the motion, so to speak. Huh? Let's get some more. Give me 1 second, man. Isaiah 65, and I'm going to start at 11. But ye that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth, and that furnish the drink offering into that number, So you that believe in the world more than you believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai in the Bible, therefore will I number you to the sword. That means you're going to die. And ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. That means you can't fight the fact that you are about to die. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So we're coming into a time that the things that you believe in is going to manifest into your real life. If you believe in Jesus Christ, you're going to have to stand on Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is going to have to feed you. He's going to have to clothe you. And he's going to have to protect you. If you believe in Buddha, the same applies. And if you believe in Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, the same definitely applies. Okay? Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Because when Jesus doesn't pull up, when Buddha doesn't pull up, when Judaism doesn't show up, you're going to realize that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the only power in the earth that actually took care of his servants, that actually was a provider and a protector for the people that was his mouthpiece. You're going to see people that look like me, with big bushy beards, with dark skin, with different kinds of hair colors, and to be honest, with different skin tones, different body builds. But that's preaching the same ministry, that's preaching the same doctrine, coming from Great Millstone on down, are going to be protected, are going to be provided for, it's going to gain weight when the whole world is losing weight. It's going to stop graying when the rest of the world starts graying. We graying right now. Huh? Therefore will I number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. You can't fight it. There's nothing you can do to fight it. Because when I called, you did not answer. And he's calling right now, and you're not answering right now. When I spake, you did not hear. And he's speaking right now, but you don't see God. You just see a dumb nigga. You did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes. And instead of listening to what this so-called dumb nigga got to say, you go home, you shave off your beard, and you go get you a bacon brunch. And did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat. The same person that you wrote off as a nigger, as a bum, as a person that doesn't deserve anything but death. The same person that you wrote off, right? He's going to be eating. Let's keep on reading. But ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Because we're rejoicing in Yahweh Shem Yahushai and the things that he done. Right? And you're going to be ashamed of the United States of America and the things that she's done and the things that she provided you with. Okay? The Lord is providing his servants with truth right here, right now. And tomorrow he's going to provide us with water and with food and with cleaning products and any other necessities and luxuries that he sees fit for us to have as his mouthpiece. Ambassadors don't go hungry. When you look throughout history, ambassadors live damn near as good as the king. We ain't gonna be out here with no goddamn skinny ribs and starving and all this and that. I'm not gonna say we're gonna go a day or two without eating. It can happen. But we're gonna be taken care of and provided for because these are promises that comes along with salvation. These are promises that comes along with the bullshit that we have to go through. Okay? Ma'am. Hey. And our flag was. Now we got us a bug out over here. I've been here for 24 minutes. And she's been right here. Homeless. Living out of a bag. Wrapped up in clothing. And this motherfucker is singing the Star Spangled Banner. She is in America, homeless downtown in the state capital, and she's singing the Star Spangled Banner. You can't make this up, bro. You cannot fucking make this up. I'm about to close out, man. Okay? But this is a perfect example of carnality versus spirituality. This is a perfect example of an education versus a miseducation. Everything that I said, I wasn't talking to her. I wasn't. I was talking to y'all. But she heard everything that I said. Okay? And I'm going to be honest. This bitch didn't start singing until I started getting into the scriptures. So that's the devil. So it's something that I was saying that didn't sit right with her. And it just made her pick a side. What are you going to do, Jake, with your right mind? Who is this? I'm a woman. I really dug that about his going to acting school. What the fuck is... Well, I'm not going to let you take away from the listen. I read it whenever I get a chance to read it. Okay? I'm not going to attack it because I don't really know what you were saying. But anyway, I'm closing out. And, like I said, bro, we are at war. We're definitely at war. But it's not physical yet. And when it does get physical, we're going to remain in the spiritual. We're not about to get into no physical fight on behalf of Esau. Okay? Our physical things are going to come through spirituality. We're going to have something called divine intervention that comes and helps us to make it to the Lord return. People like this, believe it or not, as sarcastic as I am and as sarcastic as I like to be, a person like this, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. Star Spangled Banner here in all of these scriptures. So it's not a big deal. It looks like an Edomite to me anyway, so it doesn't matter. But what I'm telling you is this. She has a better chance at being one of those people that replenishes the Palisade. Well, that place in New York, California, is not going to be rebuilt in no time soon. But I'm just telling you this. That motherfucker has a better chance at making it than any Israelite that has any kind of degrees and any kind of training or whatever because of who she is. Now, I will say this. Our people, no matter where they go, they take over the top positions because of who we are. But people like this is their world. Okay? And when you go to John 8:44, it tells you that you could be adopted into her world and her father can become your father, but that's not really who you're originally supposed to be. You're supposed to be a spiritual person. Okay? Let her sleep under the goddamn bridge singing the Star Spangled Banner. And that's her faith, because her God is her people, and her God can only go so far because they don't have spirituality, if she is who I think she is based on her appearance, right? Okay? But with that, I want to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harukwapadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who will teach well, and to the other occupying pushing this truth to the four winds. Keep pushing out, keep pouring that Shirala. Abal, until next time, Akiyam.